Well, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay there. I was struggling to get my charts up and running, but I think we've got everything in order. Yep, everything seems to be working correctly. All right, hang on here 1 second. We'll pull over the daily NASDAQ chart. So you can see the NASDAQ kind of making a little bit of a sideways trading range, or very broad sideways trading range. A couple of weeks ago, the market falling off very sharply. And then last week, we were recovering until Friday's session. And you can see Friday's session, another one of these bars where we've got a lot of volume, but we're a little bit light in the range. Have I got the right bar? Yes, I do. So a lot of volume, more volume than the big bar next to it. And that always makes you wonder, why? Why is there so much volume there? And who's doing the buying and selling? And yet prices are not going anywhere. So I think what's happening is we're now watching the sellers push back, trying to resume the downtrend, trying to take the market down here. The bears would very much like to see the market trading back around 7,000. But over the next couple of days, if the buyers hold them, say, to somewhere around 7,400, we may see another bullish rally and another pushback here to the contract highs. That's kind of how things are shaping up. So the next few days, very instrumental for the near term of the NASDAQ. We saw a little flurry there right on the opening buzzer, which is not unusual for a Monday morning. The overnight here on the Eagle, looking rather constipated, the market really not moving all that far. Some nice ranges, but we're retracing the same numbers. I'm just looking for the first in-sync Eagle signal. I guess it was right here. It just occurred. The band was bullish at this point, but we didn't get a buy signal. We did get a buy signal here, but the band was already bearish. This one, easy to see in hindsight, but the band really just too neutral. This is really your first in-sync signal. And the market falling off nicely from that. So at the moment, we are definitely looking a little bit more bearish than bullish. All right, well, the fur is flying. Lots of trading going on here. I think we'll give them a moment to settle in. still seem to be honoring those ranges. I don't know. I don't want to rush into anything here. I hate starting the day with a loss. All right, well, we got a bit of a rule of three developing here on the Eagle. Got a couple of counter trend signals. We do have a test of the extreme. Let's see what's going on here on the Raptor. Well, we're going to get an early trend change signal here on the Raptor. Bollinger's already bullish. All right, let's take a look at possibly taking this order on this second push opportunity. Now, the second push opportunity simply means I allow the signal to engage. I see where it reacts. I really like it when it reacts right away. All right, here we're coming again with an early number one signal. It's early because the clouds are not fully crossed. Okay, I'm going to get ready with my stop loss order, get it up to break even, and hooray, hit the profit target. It might go a little bit further than that, but oh, there we go. We get that typical reaction after hitting our profit target. Wow. Ray says, good morning, Eric. The NASDAQ range of today is now 518 ticks. That from the day ranger, that's a monster range. But we've certainly seen a lot of that back and forth. Okay, well, here they go. They're trying to maybe resume the downtrend again. This little bit of a trend line that we may have had, we're testing that right now. So we should see a little bit of a bullish reaction to that. That is not unusual. And that actually offering up a opportunity on a second push entry here on the number one signal. right, let's see what they can do. Get this out of the way for the moment. There we go. Okay, they got to go this time. This is do or die for the sellers. In fact, I could bring my stops in a little bit. Get ready again with my break even. I'm not much for flip-flopping on positions, but they did not go higher, so we'll see if they try to retest the lows. Ooh dear, there's that number 2 signal, not what I wanted to see. I'll give them a couple of ticks above this swing high. Oh dear, another number 2 signal. All right, we're into the hard edge. This not looking very promising, and there you go. Got tagged out. Darn it. Well, so are they going to try it again here to the long side? It's starting to look that way, isn't it? Here again with the early number 1 signal. If they don't go down, and this is bordering on over trading when you start to flip-flop on your signals like this so often. Oh, you stinkers. Looks like they're going to make a run lower. Or are they? All right, here we go. Early number 1 signal above those highs, and let's get the bigger profit order in play. Okay, that might be a little generous, but we have hit our swing target, so I'm going to get the trade now to break even. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to recover a little bit of my loss, but oh no, they're going to tag me at break even now. Shoot. That's what I get for being cute with the market. Had my profit. I should just take it. Okay, there again with the number 1 signal. This time I will take profit on target if I can get it. And I'm a little bit late to this party. But we're not asking that much. Oops. Come on. I did not want to see the bars reverse again after becoming bullish. I did not want to see them become bearish again. Oh dear, what a chop fest here this morning. Okay, well that's not good. Looks like they're going to come down here now and test the trend line. All right. Well, that's why I don't reverse on positions very often. You'd think I would have learned that by now. Excuse me a moment here while I cry in my coffee. So my mistake, besides trying to reverse on the trade, was trying to trade or take a trade while the market is in this sideways congestion. You're just asking for it. So I dug myself a nice little hole now. Yeah, Ray says he's taking a coffee break. Oh, this number one signal to short is so tempting. Okay, so number one signal, a little bit of a second push. The bars down here to exceed. All right, well, they brought us in. And I won't get cute with the market this time, trying to stretch out the profit target. Oh dear, what happened to that little bit of downward momentum we just saw? We saw it here, a little bit of a pullback, which is characteristic. Come on, where'd you go? Wow, they're gonna swing or try to swing the highs again. We're not breaking the lows. They're gonna try to swing the highs. You scoundrels. Yeah, there they go. Look at that. Oh, they got my number today, folks. Well, I have almost hit my my loss limit on the day, and things started so promising. Yeah. Ron says, pig gets fat and a hog gets butchered, referring to me trying to stretch the profit target. Yes, I know. Should take profit when I have it. I know. Well, my hat's off to you, Ray. You're a smarter man than I am. Ray says, looking at the 5-minute chart, it's been going sideways. I've not taken a trade yet. There are days where it will just seem you cannot do anything correct. On those kinds of days, it's important that you have a loss limit on the day, a point where you say, I've had enough. And it should be a reasonable dollar amount, one that makes you squirm in your seat, but not one that you can't recover from. And you can see the sideways nature of the market here this morning. Really, until it gets outside of this range, it's going to be very difficult trading. If you didn't figure that out already, let me overstate the obvious. If the market does breach this swing high right here around the 7603 area, I will consider a long, and this is why. Whenever the market breaches a significant swing, a significant high or low, it will have a tendency to make two moves in the direction of the breakout. Move number one, move number two, usually. So if we breach this swing high, there's probably going to be one more attempt to rally the market. Of course, if we don't break that swing high, well then we'll try the same thing here to the short side. But the bears have been coming up short on every attempted breakdown. So with the sellers, I think I'm going to be a little bit more particular and look for the breakout outside the zone, the retest, and then the opportunity to short, or look for the failure of the breakout again. So that's kind of the plan of action. In the meantime, oh, see, here we go. Okay, so we're going to take a run at this 7603 area where we actually have a support zone. All right, so let's see if we get another run at this high. By the way, this reaction here at 76.01 is the same as that reaction there. It's the same sellers trying to knock the market down. Now it's not looking very inviting at the moment. All right, let's just put that away before I do something silly. All right, if this swing high holds, which it seems to be, there's my new #1 signal. And where's my line? Come on, there we go. Yeah, okay, that'll work. All right, I have hit my profit objective for my swing target. Come on, you guys, give me the swing this time. Get above that high, come on. There we go. Okay, so now I can roll my stop. There's over $200 in profit right now, so if you're mirroring this trade, I would strongly recommend taking profit. I'm waiting for the market to take out that swing so I can roll my stop again. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go, get my stops up there. Oh, another little flinch. Don't do this to me. Oh, that's deep. Okay, if I get anything resembling a bull bar, I'm going to take my profit. Come on. No. Oh, they're going to tag me. Oh. Okay. Yes, I did try to stretch it out. And yes, they came back and probably left $100 on the table there or more. The volatility today, just crazy. Craziness. All right, I recovered a little of my loss. Hey, way to go, Ray. Ray says I took one trade on the hawk and I'll take that $50 profit. Nicely done. Well, there's been no shortage of opportunities here this morning, that's for sure. Most of them not very good opportunities. This is my just in case order to buy the market in case the market explodes to the upside. If I can get 2 bull bars, come on, give me 2 bull bars. Oh, man. I hate doing this on one. There's my just in case order to sell in case this breakout fails. We had a very strong move lower. This a much better setup if I can get 2 bullish bars rather than one. All right, well, I guess we better get this set up here then. Bring the stops down to break even. Get my profit order in play. Oh, there it is. Come on, there. So we're short from 99, so 10 points would be 89. Had it right the first time. And we do have our swing target. Profit-wise, I mean. This could retest the bottom end of this morning's range. If you were inclined to try to stretch it, if we start taking out some of these swing lows here, we are going to trap a lot of traders out of their long positions. All right. Well, I feel a little better about myself now. Now that I kind of stuck to the plan again. And while I'm still in the red, it's not as dismal as it was. Yeah, Ray, you're right. Ray says, last week Thursday acted the same way with lots of volatility, and it's happening again this morning. Not sure what's causing all the volatility, but the market really winding itself up. You can almost see it winding it up like a top. Very bearish looking right now. The hawk full on bear, as is the falcon. We got, when the market is exhibiting a trend and you get these signals, these discretionary signals, I call them. Here we have a little second push opportunity on one. Why are my charts being so stubborn here this morning? Trend right now does not seem to be so much the issue. So you can buy or sell these discretionary signals. The problem with these types of trades is, where do you place your stop? Right? There's very little structure here. You certainly don't want to have your stop right down here, because you're very likely going to get tagged. Even at this last little swing, that's going to be too close. See, get tagged there too. You could use the hard edge of the trading band. Don't stick it right on the hard edge, because the market will have a tendency to breach it and before potentially reversing. The best stop is 2 swings back. Well, you could, say, well, these count as 1, that counts as 2. This is just your initial stop. But that's very often the problem when it seems like the market has a trend. It's not so much picking the direction, rather it's, how am I going to manage this trade? This was, sorry, I didn't make it clear, but this was more for demonstration purposes here. So you see, now they're going to check the hard edge of the trading band, and somewhere in here we will get a reaction. Yeah, see, there you go. So once you get that reaction, well, now you don't have to leave your stop way up here anymore. Now you can start to bring your stop in a little bit. So whereas you may initially have had a risk amount that had you squirming in your seat, well, now you've almost cut it in half. So even if the trade does not work out, at least, it's not as bad a loss. This tends to happen as well, I find, is people ask me, because when I first tell them about the signal, this happened a lot when I was publishing nightly trade recommendations. And if people were following the trade and they didn't take the signal when I told them about it, and the market starts moving very, very quickly, then all of a sudden I'd get a bunch of emails saying, is it too late to buy or sell? Whatever the case was. Yep, it's too late. You may as well just wait for the next signal now. So that's the thing with trading. You have to make a decision. It's not always going to be the right decision. And that's why we use a tool here like the good old trade calculator to help limit our risk to an affordable amount. Something we're not going to decimate the old trading account with. Yeah, Ron here with Words of wisdom: you snooze, you lose. You have to get away from that mindset about being afraid to lose money. I know that sounds weird, especially since I'm talking about your money. But you need to be a little bit detached from your money. In the same way, you know, if you ever watch the poker players on television, these guys, they're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars on a hand, you know, cards. They have no idea what the next card is, and they're betting hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I remember Phil Ivey, after he won the World Poker Tour tournament, and he's like 19 or 20 years old, he said something to the effect of, as soon as I think of it as real money, I'm sunk. You know, to him, it's just a way to keep score. And you have to almost have that same sort of detachment. And the only way I can tell you to have that kind of detachment is to risk an amount that you can afford to lose. That's the only way you can feel better about sucking up a loss. Yeah, Ron's right. Scared money never wins, because you don't manage your trade correctly, right? You're going to be running your stops too tight. You're going to be making bad decisions. You don't want to trade from a position of fear. Hope? Yeah, okay. I've been known to beg the market at times. But never fear. You don't want to be afraid. And you know what? If you take a loss, you take a loss. At least you took the chance. Okay, the back and forth continues. Wow, it's going to be just nasty here. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better about having to ditch at the bottom of the hour. I've got an appointment I need to get to, and I'm going to close up shop here. 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. If I had to pick, I think we're going to see more of a downside move here today. So you could just focus on your sell signals. So you could, oh yeah, watch the market take off like a rocket now. You could avoid your buy signals entirely. Oh wow, there they go with a nice little second push. Do I dare? So we're kind of trying to check out the top end now. We're still inside this sideways trading range. You know, if you take a look at the eagle. All right. See if we get a little hop to the upside. Come on, one more. One more bar. There we go. Take the trade to break even. And, oh, you stinkers. Okay. Oh, nice little follow through there. Well, I tell you guys all the time, take profit on target. And had I followed my own advice, I would not be quite as bad off. I'd actually be a break even right now. But that's okay. I have recovered some of my, or most of my loss. Ron says, I knew a gambler in Vegas and saw him lose $50,000 in 5 minutes. But at the end of the year, he was ahead 300,000. And that's the price of admission. If you're a gambler or a trader, nobody likes to lose money. Wow, actually a little bit of bullish follow through there. Well, now I'm wondering, are we going to see another little test of the extreme, a little short-term swing and a pushback lower? That almost seems to be the way they're going. Ray says, I am not going long until it reaches 76.37 and a quarter. That occurred at 8:30 a.m. Eastern this morning. Since then, the bears have had control. Yeah, I guess that's the high out of the open, isn't it? Well, I applaud your discipline, Ray. Okay, let's see if they're going to flash one more opportunity before I have to leave. And right now, everything is full on bullish. Oh, nifty little late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. Trend line's a little bit steeper. Usually when those things happen, those late filter entry signals, let's see if I can find you a nice flat one. We like to see that trend line maybe be a little bit flatter as it is here, or even here. this one having a little bit of slope to it may be susceptible to a little bit more of a pullback. But I think I agree with Ray. I think if you look at the overall, here's the daily. Friday turned out bearish. Today, actually still bearish in spite of the rallies that we've seen. Things, by the way, things in trading tend to happen in threes, if you haven't noticed this already. You know, there's 3 days up. There's 3 days down. I know this ended up a bear day, but it was a very bullish day as well. Here's 3 days up. You would halfway expect 3 days down. Ray says he pulls the plug at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm done. He says, I may not get my second trade, but I'm happy. Yeah, you know what? Anytime you can pull a profit, you should give yourself a pat on the back, because if you can do that consistently, consistent profit, that is your goal. If you can do that consistently, then really there's no limit to the amount of money you can earn. We run into problems when we trade too often, as I so aptly demonstrated this morning. My problem is, I know you guys are watching, and so I can't help it. I try to look like a rock star. But there's nothing like the markets or a golf course to humble you. So I can show you what to do even in the breach, even when I break the rules. I have to say though, this bullish push is rather impressive. I did not think they would get past that, too far past that high, but they did. Things with a much more bearish flavor at the moment, or pardon me, bullish flavor at the moment. I may have to take that back, what I said about the sellers being in control. Our trading band getting very broad, so a pullback is likely. The Bollinger Suite already bearish. Yeah, and like Ray says, it's around 10:30 a.m. Eastern. That's very often when we'll see a reverse. There's the reverse. Shoot, come on. Stop it. Close those. There we go. Let's try that again. So this now my number 2 signal, attempt to take the market down here to the short, or to the hard edge. All right, are they going to give me a chance to turn this off? There we go. So Bollinger Suite falling off sharply. Little reaction to the first hard edge, not that unusual. And this is totally counter trend. This is based on the width of the trading band. And the tendency of the market to try to get into the hard edge. Come on. Normally, once I see the market is trending this way and we get something establishing a sideways trading range, I'll put my just in case order to buy above the high, looking for the trend to resume. Come on, take out that little itty bitty swing. There we go. All right, I better take the trade to break even because they're taking their time. I was probably a little quick on that. Expect the market to come down here to the hard edge. Then it's going to be a little bit of a toss-up, actually. You could throw a just-in-case order to buy above the high. Once you get the reaction to the hard edge, you could put your just-in-case order to sell below there, and you almost have the market pinched. All right, gang, I got to run. I do apologize for cutting the room short. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.